Lucky you. So I'm back. Dream Warrior 63. This is Pete. Coffee and news in the morning. And yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of a free form discussion today. I'm gonna go through some news, but zero notes right now. But there's a couple of things I did want to discuss. So let's just get to it, and let's shall we begin? One of the like themes of Dream Warriors is just me constantly discussing how difficult it is to do Dream Warriors. It's I'm somewhat at a trying time. Coffee check-in, by the way. I'm doing cinnamon coffee with a mocha cream for the latte part or for the foam, and it's just phenomenal. I can't stop drinking it, so bear with me for that. But yeah, so what I was alluding to right there is that yeah, Dream Warriors is difficult. It's difficult to maintain. It's difficult to build content into. It's difficult to build like themes for the show and ideas and to really kind of fight and struggle to make it unique. And how does it become unique? Because it has to be. It's got to be. It can't be a carbon copy of something. It's got to be individual, and that's where the stress just goes right on me. And yeah, sometimes I just have to vent because it's 7 o'clock in the morning right now on Friday. Uh, Friday, January 12th. January has already blown by. I can't believe it. So outside of the producing aspect of Dream Warriors that makes it difficult, it's also the performance aspect. Sitting down and doing it. So, what would this be easier if that's all I focused on? Yeah, like 100%. Ooh, Dallas just came by. What's up, little man? Whenever, uh, quick Dallas side note. Whenever I sit down to do Dream Warriors, it's right near the cat food, so it triggers him. No, this latte is incredible. It triggers Dallas to come look around for food, even though he has plenty of hard food right now. But Dallas prefers wet food, which I'm kind of fine with. It's better for cats to be on a wet food diet versus hard food. At least the hard food simulates, flesh and meat, and it's moisturized, so the cat's less reliant to drink water. Cats that have a hard food diet are mostly kind of treat water. They kind of play with water. I've noticed. And how do I notice this? Because I've been around a lot of cats. I've been around plenty of cats. So, but Dallas is going to have to. Well, if he behaves, he can hang out here. And since my latest recording, Dallas has he's just gotten bigger because he's constantly bigger now. If he sits up, he's just about the height of a chair. So like his butt and his head, occupy the entire negative space of a chair. And yeah, you can hear him. But yeah, so a lot of the performance aspect is is what kind of demotivates someone. Demotivates me. It takes me out of it. Ever since the 31 days of dread, I've been struggling to get momentum, and but I've been doing that and having like a structured arc that I was going on. Yeah, definitely. Um, like it definitely created this idea in me that that like having more produced content makes better results. And there's no changing my mind over that. So that's somewhat of a turn that Dream Warriors took with the 31 Days of Dread. And look, I loved I loved doing that. It was very hard. Uh, I everything trended up. And but then I kind of dropped the ball around Christmas and Thanksgiving. So November and December was a slowdown. I struggled through my Justice League update. Yeah, so I struggled through the Justice League episodes and like updates. Totally ignored, uh, like didn't even touch Star Wars: Last Jedi. And even going back to Thor Ragnarok, didn't do anything around that. So a part of that break, and this might, I guess this is somewhat turning because I just see myself on a thread here. This relatively is just maybe like a Dream Warriors mindset update, which is important. I think these are the more important episodes. And yeah, it's coffee in the coffee and news in the morning with Pete. So today's news is Dream Warriors news. Okay, so with all of this, okay, uh, like coming out of the 31 days of dread, and having people like again Mark, John, my sister Heather, and Norm. Like these were like and then also going on a stretch of trying to get more contributors and find people and even get people from my own life, to come and participate and be a part of things. Yeah, it's funny because everyone says they want to do it. Everyone says that they can be committed. Everyone says they can allot time to it, and like that's the break because uh, it's just straight up like laziness. It's laziness on like it's laziness on like a big scale. It's laziness on it's almost like modular laziness. I'll describe it as because um look, there's few opportunities in life that are presented to you to actually build like build something, build a franchise, build a business, and when the bare minimum is set up for you, which is showing up, yeah, it's kind of hard not to be frustrated to those who do not show up, because at the end of the day, like all the contributors, and look, there's contributors are a scale when it comes to Dream Warriors. Uh, you know, my sister and John were contributors on a friendship family level that just said, hey, like why not, and they look forward to it and they made those times happen. And then there was like kind of like Norm, Mark, and Mark, where like, hey, like we can use this to build something. Um, you know, this is maybe like the future. This is the future for you. This is the future for me. But we're in like a battle. We're on a long road, and there's more to understand moving forward than what we know now. And by this, I mean there's so much of the social media, the marketing, and the platforms to deliver Weavers on, Dream Dream Warriors on. I don't even know the name of my own show. I think I need some coffee. Yeah, so I'm not really targeting anyone, throwing people under the bus, but what I mean by laziness, and this is something I catch myself in all the time. It's when you're not doing something, it's not that particular thing. It's not what happened right before. Very similar to when a team loses like a close game in the NFL. It's not one play. Everyone likes to magnify the NFL on one play. It's not. It's a sequence of events that came to a moment. Yes, critical. Yes, deciding the game. No, most of the time the game was already decided up until that point, and that's a part of the intricacy and the detail that makes the NFL the NFL, or I'll say the former NFL, the up to 2016 NFL, the 2017 and on, the NFL is fundamentally shifted and changed for the worse, and it's not going to that bell's not going to get it on wrong. Very similar to what's happening with Hollywood right now, which is really what I should be talking about. I should be talking about the fall of Hollywood and how movie making is just done. It's over. It's never going to be the same. And yeah, so when you're not doing something in life, and it's something you're driven and compelled to do, you have to ask yourself. You have to say, why am I not doing this? Why is this not happening? What's my sticking point? What is holding me up? Okay. What shackles do I have? And this is very important. The reason why this is important is because usually this echoes uh, other things that are happening. It echoes mismanagement. It echoes uh, putting too much energy in a particular area that shouldn't require that much energy. It translates into having a life that's not living. It's not living, people. You made a victim of yourself, and you have learned to play the victim card. And that's like a fine line. So, going into this year was kind of like, yeah, like I don't want, um, like I just I can't be around too many victims anymore, even on that level. And I look of everything I'm doing within like this last month. It's like, hey, like I'm moving, people. The studio loft that I do all my YouTube stuff out of. If you want to get like a size of the a sense of the size and type of space I'm living in while I'm doing this, yeah, I mean, uh, it's one of the best deals in Philly. I'm 100% convinced, and I'm giving it up. I'm moving down the street into a building that has like kind of like untested sound. It's silent the two times I visited it, but that really doesn't mean much. So I don't even know how easy it's going to be to record there. But this is a considered a luxury building. I had no idea the building is 100% well-known Uber drivers. Two Uber drivers have told me stories about picking people and dropping people off from that building. But the building has the level of amenities that I felt I could grow in, and I saw the availability of stress, and I embraced it. Meaning that I even as critical as I am on what other people are doing and where they are in life. I my heart where my heart is to make it better. As Walt Disney would say, plus it out. I want to help people make their lives enriched. I want people to pursue happiness. I want people to understand even what that means. I want people to be patriotic and on like honor that you were given opportunities here that are just nowhere to be found, nowhere to be seen in human history. Like we're at the height of it. And I just want people to live longer, not leave me, because I just have a huge fear of people dying around me. I want good health in people. I want people to be well read. Like you don't have to read everything I'm reading, but diversity helps when it comes to the written text. And I want people to chase their hopes and their dreams and to pursue passions, because you can do the right things and it can still fail. You can still get the carpet pulled right from underneath it of you. And by the right things, I mean go to school, get a degree, get into a company, work with that company, so on and so forth, so on and so forth. Okay, I mean you can uh, like that can still be taken away from you. Look, I say this again with admiration. I've seen a lot of good people go down, and they were people that did the right things. They did all the check boxes, and I don't feel uh, comfortable is sitting next to someone and like not trying to enlighten them, or not showing them the path. Not that I believe my path is like perfect and without speed bumps and road bumps, but yeah. So the, this move is me completely reformatting my life. Like everything, like all everything I thought I had, I do not have. Everything I thought was set is not set. So it is like a windfall of stress and pain and hurt and regular work all the night. I mean, look, these past couple weeks, my night work going into the move has not been enough. I know it, and it's like, but has there been progress? Yes, enough progress in my eyes. No, but I like this. I like this march. I like this stress. I like kind of having getting into a space that is kind of like 100% my own, because my ex and I moved in here, and we were like like a good 5 years. So like having a place that is like unfiltered like that. Yeah. Um, like these are the appealing aspects. So I'm just dealing with a lot now. Like even with that, and then there's keeping up on my content push. And the reason why there's a huge content push on Instagram, aka Pad 13, shout out to myself, and the IG push and the YouTube push is to kind of like have enough of a pipeline of content and things figured out to when like there happens to be a growing audience, or audience that somehow magnified. uh there's stuff for them. There is material for the audience to roll around and to discover. And this is also my biggest fault, because I can't stay targeted. I can't just pick one thing, and I can't can continue uh, with just a single idea. Like it's eclectic. It's a mess. It's a stew. And once I realized that, though, and it felt good when I realized it, because that is what I have to define. That it is me. It is Peter. Is as much Dream Warriors as it's Bad Eats. It's as much Bad Eats as it's the Pete Show, which is my new YouTube obsession, and as much Pete Show as it is speed drawing and sketchbook flips, and maybe doing stuff with Dallas for YouTube, and so on and so forth. It's going to be this eclectic stretch, and then there's going to be original content. Okay, the original content is Um, I say original content. I just mean, we're gonna have fresh things like original skits and short films put into the AKA Pad YouTube channel, and I'm even going to do like project histories and all kinds of stuff. So believe it or not, the move factors into a lot of that, because I'm doing this mad run of scanning and documenting as much artwork and material as I can. I don't believe in white paper. I know that's unpopular, but I really don't. What I believe in is digital work, and having it organized and having it available wherever you are, and then being able to do things with those files. And that's I think that's innovative, because there's very few. I don't think there's anyone out there trying to do exactly what I'm trying to do with documenting my work, and that's fine, because let me be the only one. So I don't mean to call people lazy. Maybe they're just afraid. Maybe that's the word I was looking for. Afraid seems a little bit more fitting, but it sucks, because part of the draw for Dream Warriors was uh, being able to do it with friends and family. But it's okay, because the more I got into doing the show by myself, the more independent my views came. I think I don't know. The show got like a little bit of fire in my eyes. Going way back, the earlier stuff, I think were collectively per episode getting more traction than what's happening now. But the show must continue and must go on. So, what do I have to do, right? Like now, it's really on me, and that's like that's almost where I thank all the contributors for slowing down. And I'm not saying backing out because no one's really like officially backed out, nor can they. They're contributors. But where everyone slow down, again, it's born through fire, and that's exactly like how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. Like what happened. I just feel like we like even collectively, like everyone's like still with me. Like I just like because I talk directly to some of them that I could be addressing. But I think there was something that came from everyone slowing down, and it helped sculpt my skills and give me a direction and drive me even further. Because if you can't be congruent doing something like this, like thought and actions aligned, it's tough. It's tough. But doing a live regular show that's audio and video it's a 2018 goal. I just need to, like I'm almost going to have to do like a big shout out casting call and find one regular person to do and maybe like part producer, someone that could be as much technical as they are audio and entertaining. And when there's no money involved, like this person does not exist, maybe I can get lucky. But yeah, so yeah, that's really where Dream Warriors is. The morning shows and the morning branding and labeling. I'm is going to continue. The Howl at the Moon's going to continue, and then we're going to be targeted movie reviews. Like I said, coming up is Belko Experiment, Brawl in Cell Block 99. Uh, I'm forgetting a few right now. Dude, the Steve Madden documentary I watched. So we're going to go through more of that. We're just going to go through more of my taste and the things I'm getting into. Because geez, like outside of Marvel movies, I'm not even sure I want to watch anything. To be perfectly honest. So we're going to be like backlogging movies. We're going to be going backwards in most reviews going forward into 2018. And why is that? Like, why don't you want to watch any movies, Pete? I will watch them from a particular source, if that makes any sense. I will. These bigger tentpole Hollywood movies are. I will watch the Bumblebee movie. Side note. Yeah, I think they are. Um, they've fallen. They have lost who they've lost their path, they've lost who they are. I don't want to wait around, and I don't want to further like dissect what is happening in some of these movies because these the Me Too movement, the sex scandals, Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah at the Golden Globes. It just spells doom for the development and the production process. Yeah, do not let that fool you. Oprah's speech, in effect, destroyed Hollywood, and it makes it easy for everyone because we can point to it and we can say this is the end, because it's going to interrupt the way that movies are made. Look, I remember when I was growing up. When it comes to comic book movies and comic books, the women in comics were porn stars. They were drawn like porn stars. And as a young adolescent, there was nothing cooler, nothing cooler. And you go to a comic book shop today, and there's hardly any like arousal. And should it be? Yes, because there's fantasy. We comic books are an element of fantasy, fantasy for men and fantasy for women. But what happened was now it's women, more women have like were brought into comics, and it diluted the the process. And there's all kinds of things to say about that. But by diluting the process, it took away the product, and now we have these very vanilla, placid looking covers, looking artists. There's no oomph, there's no punch. Uh, they they want control for the writers. They're taking away everything from the artists in modern comics, and the sexuality and like the rawness is gone. It's not exciting at all. It's not exciting to go into a comic store. It's not. It used to be. Even like me back that like vice like the me now walking into a comic book store then, ooh, or orgasm. The I think the teenage me walking into a comic book store right now would just be like, oh, okay, like there's nothing really exciting here, and it's very different. And I say teenager, not my younger self or my 20 something self, but because these when these things happen and encapsulate into the teenage mind, they are forever. That is when it crystallizes. And it's very important to be able to capture teenagers. So where does this go? Like, how's this connected to Oprah? Uh, it's connected to Oprah because this is what's going to happen now in film. We're not going to have a fantasy element. We're not going to have this loose idea of what reality is. It's actually going to push it more towards reality, even when it comes to fantasy. And we're not going to have these filmmakers just swinging a battle axe, driven by style and lighting and shape and sweat and lore. We're not. It's going to fundamentally shift everything. People are going to be paranoid to put someone in a movie because they think they're hot. They're going to be paranoid to promote someone because they're sexy, male or female. It changes the dynamic. Was Hollywood always a fragile system? Possibly, yeah, but I think they did have a system. Like I knew before even any of the Me Too stuff hit that something was up because I just couldn't understand how so many Oscar winning actresses would just like disappear, would just kind of like fade away. And it's because like yeah, and I would say this. I would say, hey, remember when like Nicole Kidman won an Oscar and she disappeared? Remember when Halle Berry won an Oscar and she disappeared? Uh, like even people like Juliette Binoche, who was like the queen's bees, the bee's knees, and like her rise, and like Sabrina and First Night, and boom, she goes away. She ends up as like a crusty old woman on Mad Men. uh, we've seen the disappearance of so many female, so much woman talent that this everyone knew. This I don't know stuff is ridiculous. It's hypocrisy on the highest accord. But when you see it happening, and there's a name to the evil, yeah, so I'm so sorry. There's sirens going bonkers. They've been going bonkers for a little bit now. I don't really care. It's a rainy hell of a day. I delayed recording a little bit. I believe it's still raining. I still see it raining, but I normally don't record at times like this. But some days I just want to get it out. That's what she said. But okay, yeah. So when some of these things have a definition and they have a reason, uh, it is nothing less than disturbing because now you've named it and now you know what it is and now we can define it. And that's part of the fight now is people are losing positions, movies are getting derailed. There's probably more happening than we can even know, than we can even see. Everyone having a voice is kind of like a weird thing. Not saying it's good or bad, but these proclamations of what's been happening, and people are still aren't naming enough names. We're not identifying these people to be removed. We're not doing anything. Nothing's really being done. This Me Too stuff is like Me Too. Like it should be Me Too parentheses want attention and like and hashtag or whatever. Look, and it takes away from the real victims. This is it's basic stuff here. None of this is truly complicated. But I will say this: uh, is it going to affect Marvel and Star Wars? No, Relax, relax, everybody. Star Wars and the Marvel movies are safe. They're safe. Okay. Anything else coming? 100%. 100%. And what we're going to get is we're going to get this like downward turn. We're going to get less and less box office and less butts and seats. It's already happening. It's been happening, but it's going to get less and less. Same with the NFL. It's going to get less and less, less and less until it becomes dangerous. Okay, and it becomes dangerous is when these companies actually admit what's going on because they run out of excuses. They run out of things to say. Okay, and again, let me extrapolate this on a Hollywood angle, meaning that we're going to get these movies made, but removing actors, actresses, directors, producers, even production houses are just going to go away. The studio system or the studio distribution system will kind of like, put that in there too. It's going to shift even further away from where it is now, and these movies are just not going to be of quality because what they want to say, what they want to target, because of everyone being a social justice warrior, SJW, SJW, okay, everyone being SJW, yeah, uh, it's an undefined range. So these movies are just going to say a lot of things that are just going to be preachy and hypocritical, and they're not going to have guts. They're not going to have balls. They're not. They're like, and you're thinking like, oh, Quentin Tarantino. No, 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 no. Like even the Quentins out there are going to fall victim to this. Quentin was already taken out by the internet with Hateful Eight, movie that probably should have been right up there for Best Picture last year or 2 years ago. It should have won Best Picture. I say that about every movie I like, but that's fine. Come at me, bro. Yeah, it's going to even affect the Quintins. Okay, don't think anyone. Don't think because it's on Netflix or even on Amazon Prime. Do not think it's not going to bleed into these other houses that are seemingly independent. Talent. There's only so much talent in the world that can make movies. Period. Make high quality movies. Everyone likes to say, in the age of YouTube and the laptop and the smartphone, we can anyone. That's true. Anyone. Most of it's garbage. When it comes to high quality content, yeah, there's a few people at all that put in the obsessive countless hours and bled and put the pain like right out there for everyone to see to get good. Sorry, it's a tough thing. We're going to see probably a consolidation with special effects houses soon. We're going to potentially see more outsourcing when it comes to special effects, more and more, which is not good. So when you disrupt the flow, when you disrupt the money, there is going to be a windfall you cannot fathom. You cannot fathom what's going to happen post Oprah speech. I can't. I can only guesstimate. I can only extrapolate from my history, things I know, and stuff that I see before me. But yeah, so it's sad, and yeah, I think I've been doing schedules on Instagram, and this was supposed to have been my Fantastic Four commentary episode. Uh, and I was supposed to do Belko. Those were like the two movies I pushed. Okay, those didn't happen. But look, it's been a weird week. Yesterday was so painful for me to get through Thursday. Uh, I had to take about four Ubers, just to get around. I forgot my keys and I forgot one of my chargers. I had to come back here twice. Um, the Peach Show 6 wasn't rendering. The Peach Show 6 wasn't previewing, so I did like a blind render with the potential background music, like okay, and I did like a 1 minute render to test it, and that was even weird, but I still took it, like I took a chance. Um, like I had to render that maybe twice. I think maybe like three times, no, like two and a half, because it went for like 30 minutes and it just like clonked out. So getting Pete's show episode 6 was it like it was hell. I say arduous, but arduous, 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 arduous. I gotta look that word up, but that's what it was. It was just this colossal um, brain bleeding day. I just didn't feel good. I felt good kind of like post workout, but that wasn't until like 10 o'clock. And then I come back here wanting to do all kinds of work, and I ate again. Like I only ate twice yesterday, which is good. Usually when I lean out, it's I'm eating twice a day. Uh, yeah, and then just clonked out, like literally just clonked the fuck out. So, my God. But yeah, so uh, with the move, organizing everything, like I'm still doing time lapse drawings and sketchbook flips, trying to organize all of that and trying to decide really like what the fate of a lot of my eBay product is. It's just been tough. Even sitting here, I'm talking to you, the clock's ticking. I gotta start getting ready. I gotta go. I gotta get into the office. I got stuff to do. I'm just trying to be an overall productive individual, a productive member of society. Love me or hate me, I'm productive. That's gonna be my new sign off. Love me, love. Let's get that out. Love me or hate. Love me or I can't even say it. Oh my, dude, do I suck? I suck. Love me or hate me. I'm not moving the my mouth enough. Love me or hate me, I'm productive. Signing off, everyone. Look, have a good day. Thanks for the rant. Coffee was great. I'm sure yours was amazing too. Have a good day.